good. Sounds good.
Afro Fish OG.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Afro in the Know. It is February 15th, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, it's been a good day. All right. It's been a great day. It's been a day. Oh, now my camera decided to work. So it's been a day. And you know why? Because it's warm outside. It's ridiculously warm. It's like 40 some degrees out. I know it's not warm for some. Shut up. I'm from Wisconsin. So like but I'm really happy today because today I got my guests all the way from all different walks of the social media life. GenTech Gaming. How is it going, my sir?
How's it going, brother? How's it going? It's going pretty good. You know, a very productive Sunday after waking up a little late. Let's be honest.
I I ended up taking a nap. I did a live and then went right back. And I'm like, I'm gonna go take a nap for a little bit. I passed out for almost 2 hours, and I like woke up and I was like looking around like,
right. It was like, where am I? What's today?
I was like, today's still Sunday, right? Like, but
great.
it's a good day. You know, I'm glad you're able to make it. It's always nice when we get people from all over the walks of life. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna stop yapping, and I'll let you take it from here. Get a bit about yourself for the people who do not know what you all about.
All right, so we are GenTech Gaming. We specialize in content creation and creator development. We want to help creators from their little numbers or their big numbers become very successful on the platform. All right, we started this with the vision of I am tired of getting beat on by the bigger guy. All right, when you start off on TikTok, you get these restrictions. No one wants to help you. You get these spam people saying, "Hey, I can make you famous. I can make you rich." And we don't want to hear that. We want to see it. We want to feel it, you know? And there's a lot of people telling you this beautiful journey that you can lock in with on TikTok. But I actually want to provide this beautiful journey for you to lock on TikTok. All right, I started off as a man that had nothing. I had a duffel bag and a name, brother, when I first locked into as a content creator. I was working a 9-to-5 job, trying to see where this was going to go. And then one day I had a bunch of viewers just lock in for me or like, look, we just donated enough for you to quit your job. So we walked into that job that morning. I told my boss, I was like, hey, am I going to get that promotion? They said no. There's someone else is in that promotion. When I have all this IT specialized work, the resume is 3 pages long. Like, I mean, come on, I'm not going to get it. No, I quit. So I walked out that day and I locked into this career, which has flourished into something absolutely gorgeous. And then I've had so many viewers, and at that time they were nothing but viewers, and they locked in with me and they helped me push this journey, this company to a new limit. So it went from content creating to now running an entire company based out in North Carolina, and we have an entire agency here on TikTok. My agency is a million times different from other agencies on this platform. So you'll have agencies that'll tell you, hey, you're doing great, or hey, if you keep it up, we'll drop a galley, or they completely forget you exist. I'm very personal with my my creators. They all have my personal contact. They can all get a hold of me directly. There is just so many aspects that I have involved myself with my creators, and I'm not just the guy sitting in a table just, you know, watching everyone work. I'm putting in the same work. I stream 6 to 8 hours every single day, putting in the same work into this company just as much as the next one. And we're here to build and strive GenTech Gaming into not just a gaming organization, but a competitive side. I want it to be competitive brackets. I want us to have a marketing bracket. I want us to have a clothing line bracket. Like, I want multiple things, multiple divisions. So one, if you're not a streamer or a gamer, well, I have another opportunity for you to be here with GenTech to help us strive in a different place. And then I guess it really all just started from Optic Gaming. All right, I'm a huge COD fan. I'm a fanboy for Optic Gaming. I love Optic Scumpy. He's an absolute GOAT. He's a legend. And They fortified such a amazing community and franchise. They're making millions of dollars a year. We have super competitive teams locked in. Like, it's like my Super Bowl every year they play, right? And I just got the wild win about 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, why would I want to join something when I can be the creator of something beautiful? I can create something similar to that, but in my own image, and grow it with the people that absolutely want to rock with that idea to make it bigger. So I've legitimately just I've locked in with that aspect. We've have, like I said, so many beautiful creators that are helping us fulfill this aspect of what we're trying to create.
I absolutely love that. And starting off with it, because you said there's a bunch, but you started with the fact of like you took a leap, right?
Yes,
You took a leap, and that, I mean, I'm guessing that had to be kind of scary.
I was petrified. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was petrified
I can only imagine.
because that leap alone, like, I could have lost everything 10 times more than what I've already had. Like, when I say I started with a duffel bag, brother, like, I already lost the car, already lost my house because the bank foreclosed on the property. Like, we were losing things. It was just straight loss after loss after loss. And I was like, I'm to the point, man, I'm 30, right? I was 29 at the time, but I was like, I'm 29 years old. I got probably a good solid 10, 15 years left if I'm fortunate, maybe 20 if I'm really lucky. I was like, I don't want to go out just being angry. Angry at the world. Like, I want to make something happen. I want to be able to leave something here, even if I'm not. And everyone is able to actually lock into that aspiration, that inspiration of a whole. And it was a scary leap. I can't stress that enough. When you go from a job security, just waking up, showing up, making a paycheck every week, to over here looking at the camera like, okay, well, I streamed for 8 hours today. How come I only made $1? What can I do better? What can I do different? Like, being a streamer is the most legit version of being your own entrepreneur. I'm talking the CEO, the foot walker, the door-to-door, the salesman, the call guy, and even the one that's taking out the trash as a maintenance man. Like, you are everything when it comes to running a company, and a lot of people don't really see that until they're putting in that kind of work.
No, and that's makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's even from like a small, like for myself, who's much smaller, just kind of bouncing, doing what I want to do in this kind of space here.
Right.
It is a terrifying thing. It is something that I like. You know that the cost of it is massive. It is starting your. You said you're starting your own business. Most people don't even get out of the gate when it comes to just any kind of business.
Right.
So like the fact that you're also in the entertainment space is so much harder. I mean, the fact is like one slip up, one day of just I'm just not feeling it, and that can be all it takes.
Yep, it can
To
be.
drop.
Absolutely.
And I
Honestly.
think that's it's amazing that you were able to cultivate a group like that. Like cultivate just a team. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's a full team. I mean, and you said you started that last year, or you started that?
So, believe it or not, GenTech Gaming's been around for all of 2025, right?
Mhm.
So I've been streaming, trying the ins and the outs, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, trying to figure it out, because I've done this before, but I took a 9-year break from all content and gaming and
Oh wow.
competitiveness. Like, I took a break, had a lot going on in life that prevented me from wanting to lock into that potential again, right?
Mhm.
But it just it was a mind-numbing experience to be able to fortify what we have going on right now, genuinely.
And I mean, I know you earlier we were talking. You mentioned that you were a Pokemon, like you were a content creator when it comes to Pokemon, correct?
I was a Pokemon content creator, yes. So we started off small, I was streaming to like 5, 6 people, and it was a great experience. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love my community. I love my group. I don't care if it's 4 or 5 people in there to a couple hundred people. Like, it's my group, they came in and locked in with us, but it just blew up a couple days before Legend ZA came out. And I don't mean just like, oh, cool, we got 20 people. No, I mean, we're talking to 800 people in chat. We're getting 500,000 likes. I'm making $400 a night type stuff. Like, it was changing. And I'm like, whoa. But then came the problems. And this is before I became a company. All right, I'm getting restricted for my gifting. I'm getting restricted for fraud and scams. I'm getting restricted for hate speech. And I'm sorry, I have so many people backing me. There's not one of those things were happening. If you won something, you got it. I mail it. You won a gift card. Yes, it sent. If there was an issue with the gift card, I did everything in my power to correct it.
Right.
Like, it was just individuals coming in and redeeming Pokemon for dropping a galley. You get a bunch of Pokemon, right? You know, it's my love to you for showing love to me. And when people are like, well, what do I got to do to get it? It was like, you know, it's called gifting, brother. You got to drop a gift and you'll be able to lock in. They didn't want to do that, so they report me. It got so bad that TikTok's like, bro, if you get one more report, that's it. We're removing the account from the platform. And I'm like, yo, I have built everything on this account, and I am not doing anything to go against your guys' guidelines. You want people to gift, so you make money as a company. That is what I'm doing. We are all making it. You take 75% of my profits. So what am I supposed to do? Smack the cup on the cage? Like, what do you want me to do?
Right.
Because now you're suspending gifts and you're suspending this and you're restricting my stream. So now I got to start over and hope that 500 people and come lock back in. It got to the point, brother, where I was like, you know what? This was the end of a beautiful era. This is the end of a beautiful phase. I love everyone in the Pokemon community. I love everything that we have built, because GenTech would not be here if it wasn't for Pokemon. I'm going to be very blunt with that, right? It would not be here if it wasn't for Pokemon, but it's time for me to lock back into what I was originally trying to do when I first came into this program, into this field, and that was Call of Duty. But I did Pokemon because it's a zenful game. You know, it's peaceful. You get to run around and, you know, you get to live your little childhood, childhood fandom.
My question is, why COD? Was it just a passion for it? Was it more than that? Like,
why Call of Duty?
COD?
Okay. Honestly, that's pretty valid. A lot of people go, out of all games that you switch to, why is it Call of Duty? So the biggest thing is ADHD. All right. Call of Duty feeds that. And I'm talking feeds it, brother. We're in there. We're in the movement, man. We're getting into it. You know what I mean? You're running corners, you're busting, you're calling out, you're making plays, you're making moves. You don't know if it's the right move or the wrong move, and you're locking into it, right? Man. And then when you get that win with that team and you're like, bro, we just did that. Like, we clutched that. We were at 0. Now we're at 100 and they're mad. All right. That was like, that's like the example of it. But the total for Call of Duty is, I've been playing Call of Duty since PS2, the big red one. I have been a part of Call of Duty my entire life.
Big red one.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Damn, bro.
Hold on 1 second though. Everybody in chat, thank you guys so much for locking in with us. What we're doing right now is, this is Afro Fish OG. We are doing a podcast that we have scheduled. Basically he's going through the ins and out of GenTech gaming and me as a person. We're trying to figure out, what we're trying to do, why are we here, what we're creating, and also we're helping our boy grow too, because what he's doing is absolutely beautiful. I mean, I love this right here. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time with someone. This man came out of the blue, hit me up, and I was like, dude, let's lock into it.
I appreciate that 110%.
But Call of Duty, the big red one, started there, and it's been branching and branching and branching, and it was just always a game that my mind always went to. I get an Xbox, Call of Duty. I get a PlayStation, Call of Duty. I get a motherfucking Nintendo, Call of Duty. Like, it was the only game that I wanted to put on there. Like, anything I bought something for, I only bought it to play Call of Duty. Like, I'm seeing so many prestigious things happen with Call of Duty. Big stages, big stadiums, $1 million checks, sponsors, this, flashy lights. And I'm like, bro, I want to taste that. All right. I want out of the trench. I want to taste that.
That's 100% fair. Like, and I think like that makes a lot of sense now too, because like I'm a fan. I like COD, right? I do like COD. I was big when like I started with COD 3, right? COD 3 on the PS2.
Okay. Absolutely.
Because I remember the time, I remember like reading the box and I was so excited. And it was like, it's got destructible environment, destructible for PS2. That was the caveat. But it was fun. And I never got a chance to play the Modern Warfare era. I actually jumped into the 360 era with World at War. And World at War today still remains my favorite Call of Duty. I locked in hardcore with World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. I kind of skipped the Modern Warfare ones because I didn't know if they would interest me or not. But I knew that I really liked these, and I was part of I was part of one of those clans and stuff like that during that
Yeah, yeah.
that kind of era.
Facts.
We were called at the time. It's always a funny. I love telling the story of how we even got into this clan because I've had a friend of mine. I don't really talk to him anymore, but like he messaged me one time we were playing COD, and I'm like, okay, like what the fuck? And he's like, it's on Modern Warfare 2. No, Black Ops 2. Black Ops
Right.
2. And I'm like, okay, yeah, what's up? Like, this is like fucking something like fucking 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, dude, like I'm busy. And he's like, no, I got into a fight with this other clan and I was talking shit about them, and now I need another player. I'll just let you know. This clan that he built was him, his mother, his best friend, and his best friend's dad.
Okay.
So it's a clan, but it's not one that's really, and then there's all of a sudden me that just kind of shows up. So I'm like, fine, whatever, I'll help you out. He's like, you can always join my clan. I'm like, I'm not joining a clan when you got your mom in there. Like, I just don't like that. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like how that works.
Come on, brother, you're not wrong. Like, yeah, me and my mom are gonna come after you and your team. Say what?
It just sounds, yeah. It's like, no, this just does not sound. I like this. So we go and we start playing, and we're struggling a lot because they're ass, and I'm the only one at the time that was actually pretty decent at the game. Right. So all of a sudden, I get someone else. One of the guys on their team messages me. And he's like, yo, like, you're pretty good. You want to join? And I was like, well, what's the whole deal with it? He's like, honestly, it's just to find players to play. That's pretty much all it is. There's no, like, whatever cost and anything like that. And I'm like, okay. So he starts, we're in the middle of, like, the in between, like, intermission. And I switched my clan tag to the same one as theirs. And he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't know. They just got a better offer. And so I was with that group for probably almost a year. Eventually it just crumbled, but like it is what it is. But it was one of my favorite times playing it. And like I stopped with Advanced Warfare, but I still like
you touched the title I want to bring up now. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it to an extent. I thought it was interesting, but I didn't know it's like this was for me. And at the time, I was looking for like other games in the process. So like I kind of just faded from the COD fame until I found Overwatch in 2016.
Okay.
But now like I'll pick it up and I'll play it every once in a while. I went and played COD 6 or Black Ops 6 because I wanted to see what people were talking about. They're like, this game is terrible and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like coming back to it and I'm like, this game is fine. Like it doesn't blow me away, but it's fine. It's what I
touching context on that is we in the Call of Duty world, and it's going to sound so mean, but we of my generation, we don't longer matter. Let's be honest, okay? We're not the ones that are trying to touch our hearts anymore. They need the people that are 12 and sweaty in this game, bro. Like, they're trying to lock in with the younger generation to keep the game alive. We're not keeping it alive. Just our bank account is. But them kids telling mom, I need the skin. I need the skin. Why do you need the skin? It's $40 because I'm going to look cool, dude. Like
it's so fucking true. It's so fucking true. Like I say this a lot on the lives that I do, that we are not the target audience anymore. I'm 34. I haven't been the target audience in like fucking 20 years. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Like, I'm fine with not being the target audience because I still enjoy the games that are coming through. Like Black Ops 7, I wasn't really happy with the way they did the campaign because I'm used to just a single player adventure.
Bro, the campaign, I'm with you 100%. The Black Ops 7 campaign could have been so much better. Just kind of reverting back to what you said, you haven't played the Modern Warfare series. You want to play a legit campaign series that might make you emotional, play Modern Warfare 1 all the way up to the newest one. I'm not talking new gen, I'm talking old gen, because the new gen is, I'm going to keep this sensitively sweet, all right? The new generation campaigns are more for this generation.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're a little more PG'd. You play the older generation campaigns, it's going to hit in spots where like, yo, this is really what's going on in the world, and I can't believe this is in a video game. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. I get that, especially like like for everybody else who's in the chats and can hear this, remember, no Russian.
Like, yes, baby.
Like, that was a horrifying moment, and it sticks with me, especially with stuff that goes on with our world today, because that's how I felt with World War II. Right, COD World War II. I don't think COD World War II is a bad game, but my brain immediately jumps back to World at War, and World at War did not paint it in a very good light. They
No, they
they
did
worked
not.
hard on trying to make it like if there should be no good guys or bad guys in war
Right.
as much as possible. But in World War II, it felt very like if like the Fast and Furious made a World War II game.
Right.
Like that's how it felt. Not saying it's bad because I'm a sucker for. I got ADHD as well. I'm a sucker for watching shit blow up for no reason.
Right,
Like,
bro.
like the train like falls off the tracks, blowing up. My guy's basically just standing like
Facts.
this, like, damn, like.
But touching base on the advanced warfare aspect, you asked earlier, why did I choose Call of Duty? So just like you said, you got with a group of friends and you joined a clan, right? Well, I did the same thing, but I knew these people IRL, right?
That's
So we
fair.
created a company. And it was a we company, not a legit company yet, called Nova Gaming. And that was right before the launch of Advanced Warfare. Well, we started realizing that we may be a lot better than we thought in Advanced Warfare. The mechanics, the way that you were able to move with the exosuit, I was able to tap into a whole different movement system that people couldn't keep up with me with. And that's a huge thing for me because in this game, you always are looking for that competitive edge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with Advanced Warfare, we went from playing the game in game battles to locking into a couple matches to making something happen, then realizing that I have made over $77,000 in this year playing Advanced Warfare competitively. We were so competitive with it that Nova Gaming went all the way to the CDLs, and we played against Optic and FaZe. We played against I don't think it was Cloud9, but we came in 15th place. Okay, we lost pretty miserably, but just the factor of us actually sitting on that podium, being in that audience, being in the spotlight that we've always wanted to be in was great. Unfortunately, with Nova Gaming, after that scenario, after that fat check we still got for even being in 15th place, all of us in relation started going in different directions. Me, I wanted to start focusing on people. Because the way I look at it as a creator, if you can't touch your viewer's heart, you're not going to be here for a long-term relationship. It's just not happening.
Fair.
If you can't tap in with your viewers, you are not going to grow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because your viewers are the reason why you're able to do this. Your viewers are the reason that you are able to content create and live off of what you enjoy doing every single day. It's the viewers. Well,
100%.
I paid attention to the viewers. My buddy, he paid attention to nothing but money. And then the other one was paying attention to what they can get from sponsors and how we can benefit from these sponsors. So this one's money hungry, this one's merchandise hungry, and I'm people hungry because I feel like if we have 1 million people backing us, the company's going to do nothing but grow no matter what, financially, verbally, visually, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they started really pushing towards the financial aspect of the company, which I know a company needs money, but you can't make money if you don't have people supporting, right?
Exactly.
So I stepped away. I cashed out my version of the stock of Nova Gaming after they finalized everything, and I left with my 77K. Literally 3 weeks after I left, things already started going down. I already watched their market started crashing because I was no longer there helping them fortify. A year in, they filed bankruptcy for $1.2 million. I am so glad that I got out when I was able to. And then once I got out, I went through a bunch of rebrands. We went through Sentinel Gaming. I went through Haptic Gaming, and I just like, you know what? GenTech Gaming, generational technology gaming. I'm an IT specialist. I work on devices, software, hardware, Apple computers, TVs, tablets, smartwatches. I don't care what it is. I can rebuild it. I can fix it. I can make it do things it shouldn't. All right. That's what I specialize in. So I was running a repair shop before I got back into this, which was GenTech Repairs. And then I rebranded it into GenTech Gaming, and then I fortified it everything that, all my little skills and traits right into the company to one, support our creators, help them any way possible, repairs, PC builds, and so much more. So that's why I chose COD. Was Call of Duty is the only title in that I've ever put my hands on that actually showed me that you can make a career out of gaming and being a creator and competitive play.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. And there's a lot too. Call of Duty is still huge.
It is. It is.
That's actually something I wanted to touch on here too.
Mm-hmm.
In my notes, but I was something big about the discourse around Call of Duty,
right?
And this whole thing of we see Call of Duty's dying, which I've never believed.
Right.
I've told people that Call of Duty is not a brand. It's a formula. They know the ins and outs of what works.
Facts.
More like this is what most, I mean, at least in my opinion, my unprofessional opinion, this is what most game companies want to get to a
Facts.
point where there
Absolutely.
is
Absolutely.
you can put in Pokemon and it hits like that in your brain. COD does that. Battlefield does that. And I think, like you mentioned before, hitting a new wave of gamers. Because you're, like I said, you're in there a lot more. What do you see from that? Like from like older gamers to the younger gamers, like what do you see? I want to know, like in your opinion, playing the games, what you hear from people, what you see from people in game.
The younger generation seems more enthusiastic about the game. Oh, the maps are coming back, because a lot of the younger generation didn't get to touch the games that we got to touch. And even if they went to go back to play them, they're not getting the same experience that we got at midnight playing BO2 with the boys. They're just not.
Right.
That experience that they're getting from what we had younger is what they're having right now with the newer gen CODs. So I feel like the kids are trying to enjoy the game. They're trying to lock in, while I'm not going to lie, but there's a lot of us ruining that experience for them. The game's trash. The mechanics are trash. There's too many hackers. I hear a lot of people blaming things on hackers. If you suck, you suck. Just own it and get better. All right, I'm not the best player. I get trashed around by a 10-year-old. Dude, I play with this 10-year-old who's a freaking prodigy. Like, I'd kiss the ground he stood on if I could, to just be even at his level. This kid is unreal, and I love it. And that just shows you right there. It doesn't matter how much experience you have in something or anything like that. There's always going to be someone better than you, sweater than you, trying to make something happen faster than you. And I just feel like the older generation in the COD world is misconstruing what we've done and been through into what we have right now. And some of us kind of need to grow up and see it for what it is. We're no longer, like you said, like I said, we're no longer the projection anymore. We're no longer what the audience is trying to go after.
Right.
Like they want the younger generation who can keep the game alive. You can't keep the game alive if you got a 9-to-5 job and you get home and you're tired. You ain't touched the game all week, but you're waiting for this weekend. You don't matter no more. They want people that are putting the hours in the game. And these kids are definitely doing it. And I've heard a lot of inappropriate backlash from the older generation, honestly, more than I've heard from the younger generation. And it's crazy. Like, we all talk about how all these COD lobbies were when we were a kid, and how we were basically just hate speeching on each other because we were mad at we were losing or they were winning, and vice versa. Honestly, I feel like we should cut that shit out. Like that's for the birds. We're in 2026, bro. Animosity's dead. Like, I don't want to stress people out at work, or be at work stressed out with a bunch of people, then come home and have to deal with the same energy on something that's supposed to be somewhat relaxing and achieving in a way.
Right.
Like,
no, absolutely. And that's huge though too, because like I'm a big proponent of that. I'm a big proponent of, like, I made a video months ago, and I might go back to rehashing it. But I said that the COD lobby were full of the most fragile motherfuckers you could find.
Yes, absolutely. Especially today.
Oh, I don't know about how it is today, but I assume that they never changed.
It got worse.
They're worse.
Oh, they're worse. We're little glass vases right now, bro. You say one thing in the chat, our entire ego just got destroyed, and we're trying to defend ourselves for someone that we've never met on the internet.
That's so weird to me though too, because it's like, don't get me wrong, like, I've been called trash and all that other kind of stuff. It is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that you blowing up because someone beat you, like, and they're like, oh bro, you kind of terrible. Maybe you are. Like, I'm not saying you don't have to listen to them.
Right.
Like, and that's the thing that's so weird to me, because I'm glad to know that COD never changed. But
no, it didn't. They just got a little more stricter. So now there's comm bans and stuff like that. If I were to be, it's good. It's good, honestly. If anyone's being super hateful, you can report them, and they get suspended for like 6-7 days, and they can't talk in chat. It's good. I want you to be quiet if you ain't got nothing nice to say. Right. And honestly, I was starting to feed into that. All right. When I started getting back into Call of Duty, they're just, and I'm not a keyboard warrior, man. You're not going to hear me clicking on these keys trying to fight with you. Okay. I'm a physical person. All right. I like confrontation, and it's just how I was raised in the areas I'm from. And I don't do this whole social media beef. Don't run your mouth, run your hands. If you're not going to do neither of those, sit there. I'm going to sit here, and you can be mad. I'm going to be mad, but we're going to be mad at different tables eating. That's all I care. I don't want to see no one not eat. I don't want to take food out of anyone's mouth, but I just don't want you at my table if that's what you got your opinions based on, or if that's where your mind's at. Don't come sit over here, because I'm going to defend me and my table.
That's fair. Like I did a where I'll talk about like talk about especially when it comes to racism, obviously.
Yeah.
So like, and like when I'm talking about it and I get people who bring in, oh, people could kind of say whatever, but it was kind of, I'm like, no, it's not okay then. And I've said before,
Right.
now we're adults. You guys are in your 30s, 40s, and you are still saying this same
Right.
shit. I
Right.
was like, if you don't say that outside of here, you don't say it at your job. Like I would like you never walk to your job and be like, what up? And then drop the N-word on someone like it was no big deal because they, I don't know, lifted more blocks than you. It's like
Right.
that's what all of a sudden you get in online, you're like, man, I'm so pissed off. I'm gonna go piss off every person today. Like, that's
Facts.
weird. Grow up. Like
See, like
it's not hard.
where I come from, I was raised in an all-black neighborhood. I was in downtown West Palm Beach. I lived on the Lantana side, which is a very poor side of town, right? There was nothing but Hispanic and black people. And the craziest part about it was me walking those streets, I felt more at home around other individuals than around my actual race, right? I mean, I'm Puerto Rican and I'm Hispanic, but also my mom is white. No one looked at me different. But when I touched Lake Worth, which is the white side of the neighborhood, everyone's staring at me like I don't belong here. They're treating me like I don't belong here. They're acting like I'm a degenerate and this and that. So it's like for years I fed into that and believed, well, maybe that's what I am, blah, 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 blah. So my mind and my body and the way I am as a person was stuck in survival mode for so many years. Was eat, live, sleep, eat, live, sleep, and don't let nobody take the food out of your mouth as you're doing your process of eat, live, sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the whole social media thing, we have kids, we have generations, we have people with dysfunctions, we have people with special aspects of ourselves. I give everyone a one shot thing. I don't care if it slips out of your mouth. I don't care if you say it one time. You say it one time and only one time. I swear to you, if you say it again, you will not be a part of this community. You will not be a part of this team. You will not be around me. I don't deal with race very well. I take it as if like I am colored. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, internally I am. I'm Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican. All right. My mom and my dad is Mexican and Puerto Rican. His mom and his dad is Puerto Rican and Mexican. I mean, like, I am of that nature. So when I hear race brought up into something, I don't care if I'm running a company. I don't care if I'm a CEO. I'm now a person, and I'm a person that's going to defend exactly that point right there. I don't care if you're lightly touching it. I don't care if you're making a big deal out of it. I'm going to be there. I'm going to say something. I'm going to make something said and make something very aware when it comes to it. I don't deal with race. I don't care about gender neutrality. I don't care if you want to be a furry, a wolf, a cat, a dog, a tree. You want to be a house today. I don't care what you are. I want you to be a good person to me, and I'm going to be a good person to you. But I only give one person one slip up. You hard R. That's it. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, you say it one more time, you're gone. Everyone deserves at least a second chance because some people don't reconcile what they're doing because they've never been corrected. Some people have never had someone try to stop them from doing something stupid because they're probably in the same mindset or the same atmosphere. So they're, ho, we think that's funny. Yeah. No. It's not funny. Mm-hmm. It's not funny to pick on someone for something that they want to be or something that they are.
Right. No, I 110% agree. And that's what, like, when it comes down to it, same thing with similar to my spaces too. I'm like, you are an age, you are, you especially like the people who are like, they're like 30s, 30 plus. I sit there and I'm like, you are in your 30s. You should know better by now. You've seen this, you've seen the race, you've seen everything that's going on. Like, I don't know why you at this point right now. Right. I'll ask why. I'll try to be as nice as possible. You know what I mean? Like, I'll try to be like, hey, I want to know why you think this way. But if it's just one of those where it's like, we just have difference of opinions, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. Racism isn't a difference of opinion.
And no, it's not. It's not.
So
and touching small context, like I had a creator deal with something like that the other day. Thank you, baby. I had a creator deal with something like that the other day. Apparently, it was a hard R in game chat or in stream. I don't know. I'm not there. And how you handle it as an adult is how you handle it. Basically, that was your atmosphere. That's your studio. So you have to handle that how you accordingly handle it. And, I'm going to respect your decision with handling it with that person the way it is, regardless if it's removing that person, giving them a second chance or not. I'm about second chances. All right. Life don't give you many. So I'm going to give you one. And if you destroy that second chance simply for the fact that you just don't respect that person's opinion or what that person brought up to you, then obviously you don't belong here. But with the small context, he just, he came to me. He told me everything about what was going on. And I mean, I told him, well, it didn't happen here. I didn't see anything happen, but I'm taking your word for it. I brought it to the light. We very much brought it very bluntly to the light. I handled it on stream because I'm not a babysitter. I'm not a mediator. All right. I have a company to run. So how you handle it with that person, it should have been how you handled it with that person. I shouldn't be the one involved with it, but I did get involved with it, and I said my piece. He understood. I think the creator understood. Probably not. I don't know. But the beef seemed suppressed. But at the end of the day, for even that to simply happen, I don't care if you thought it was funny. I don't care if you're smoking a little bit. I don't care if you're drinking a little bit. It should never be funny to use the hard R. All right.
Okay.
I don't, some people you can hang around enough and they're like, nah, my man got his black card. I don't give a shit what do you say. I'm gonna stand for him. I have a lot of people that will stand for me. I have been in a lot of situations and scenarios, but I will never hard R someone. I don't care how mad I get. All right. We might have the homie reference and we'll use. All right. I've used that plenty of times with the homie reference, but I'm there's just no race in my body. I can't look at someone and judge you because you're not the same color or you're not from the same background that I'm in. It's just, it don't make sense, bro. I come from the trenches. I don't care if you had a silver spoon. I'm gonna talk to you just like I would talk to someone who's wealthy, poor, limbless. I mean, I don't care,
No, and that's understandable. And like you said before, before too, which this is what I use a lot when I talk about this, especially on lives and stuff. The fact that it affects you, it affects your company. Like if you let these people talk like that, it will be known as like you are. That's one of the reasons why I think they did start to crack down a little bit more is like because last thing you want to know is your company is someone who supports like bigoted people. You don't want to be a company that's known for that.
Right.
And so like when they started cracking down, at least I noticed when they started cracking down, that's when people started talking about like they're losing their say whatever they wanted on platforms and stuff like that. And I was like, no, it's just that hey, this is a private platform. It's no different than coming into someone else's house.
Exactly.
You coming into my house and you start cussing using words that I'm not comfortable with, and you're like, well, you're trying to take my freedom of speech away, which a lot of these dumb motherfuckers don't realize that's not how freedom of speech works.
No,
and so
that's not.
And so it's just like I sit there and I'm like, you know what, you guys are fucking weird. But I eventually I block and move on. Like it never gets me. I had a person that live Thursday? Yeah, I think no, it wasn't Thursday. It was one of the days, but like this last week, and he was just pissed. He was like mad because of like basically he had a bad experience with a woman in gaming, and all women are like that, And so I'm like, yo, like I don't know why you mad, bro. Like it's I don't even think this is really even that big of a deal. He's like, well, I'm just trying to explain my story, and I'm like, sure, like yeah, that person was an asshole, but like
right.
Like I don't know what to tell you. Like you have never moved on from this. You've been playing WoW for like 10 years. Like when did this happen? Like
exactly.
Yeah, so it's a lot. Like it's a lot changing the space. It's a lot changing everybody. Changing
like legitimately just after recent events with the whole race thing being brought up. And then I hate political aspects. I really don't talk political. I don't care to be in it because there's no matter what side you're on, it's always going to be the wrong side. All right. Like if you choose this side, they're going to shun you. You choose this side, they're going to shun you. And I don't even want to be in it. I'm right there in the middle, man. I got hands for either side. I don't care. Okay. But the world blew up over Bad Bunny being in the Super Bowl. Me, I don't care about the Super Bowl. I don't care that he was there. I don't really listen to his music. My music genre is a lot heavier than what he was performing with. I'm going to be very blunt with that. But there was just a lot of people, and I mean all over the internet, touching these nerves and touching everyone else's nerves. And I'm talking best friends chewing each other out over something that someone else did or this. Or I'm just like, you know what? This helped me realize that you are not here to change people's minds. You're not here to control people's minds. Everyone is going to have their own opinion. And I am so tired of voicing mine because someone voiced theirs. I've dealt with this situation twice when it comes to the whole race thing. And I'm not with it no more. So if I see the race thing or this come up, I'll have a little private conversation. Can we correct this? Is this going to happen again? Well, if this my opinion and I stand on it, well, you just don't need to be a part of this community no more. You can stand on that opinion over there by yourself. That's exactly where you can be.
No, that's fair. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the same way. I don't listen to Bad Bunny. Like I don't listen to Bad Bunny, but I saw his performance. Thought his performance was really good.
I did too.
I love that kind of music. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I've never really listened to him, but that kind of music resonates me because music resonates deep with deep with people. And like it's not as much about the words, it's about the feeling, how you felt during it. That's how I felt with Kendrick's last year. Like that's how I felt with Kendrick's. Kendrick's was huge last year. This
Right.
one, it's something completely different, and it got me just feeling good. I'm not gonna lie, like I love that shit. I'm not gonna lie. So when I see that, like, I'm so glad I got to see little clippets of the other one. That was fun. But I do. I I'm a political person myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not. Because I try to keep up with it, especially like
Right.
myself coming through. But like, I'm always one that's like, especially in my spaces, in the spaces that I'm at, even in my own friends group, like I hold my friends group to a standard, and I believe that's huge. It's huge to hold myself to a standard, especially doing this kind of stuff and stuff outside of here. And I want to hold all other people that I know and I care about to a standard as well. I want to know where they're at. I want to understand where they're at. You
Right.
know, but I do, like, I had a lot of fun with it, and I mean, at the end of the day, Seahawks won. That's all that mattered to me. But
Yeah,
getting
I
back,
ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not a football fan, but I love football when I was growing up in high school. Before I got hit by a car, man, I loved football. Okay, I wanted to
you
be in
fucking
it.
what?
Hold on, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. It's happened like 3 times, bro. Look both
Just
ways
start
before
a
you walk. All right.
conversation like that.
I loved football, bro. I wanted to be the linebacker. They're like, you're not big enough. I guarantee I'm gonna put that man at 300 pounds on his back. If you can do that, I will personally push you. Okay, bet. Hold my Gatorade. Let me show you something real quick. Man, I put that man so far on his back. I carried him 6 feet before we actually touched the ground. Coach was like, all right, I'm going to pay for everything. Blah, blah. I loved football. I loved it, but I had to choose between football and skateboarding. I'm sorry. Skateboarding was way more of a passion for me than throwing a ball back and forth and yelling at people and then getting mad at the coach because he keeps yelling at me, but he just stands there, holds a clipboard. You're not out here putting in that work, sir. So, I got tired of the whole drill sergeant act on football. I got tired of the regimen, the wake up, the train, and this and that. Man, skateboarding, you just get up and go, brother. You see that stair set, as long as Karen's not standing on it, you can hit that thing and get up out of there and go for it. You know what I mean? Like, it was skateboarding. Touching back on that what moment is, I was 15 years old, downtown Atlanta. We were 17 people deep, and we were heading towards a skate spot that was in, like kind of like the central city, right? Well, as we were heading there, I already have everybody running across the street. They're already there, but that little walking man, the crosswalk walking man that says you can go. Well, it just turned to the hand and it was blinking and had a countdown timer. I looked up. I was on my little iPod 4. I looked up and I started running across the street. As soon as I took off across the street, I see a white object getting really big, really fast in my peripheral. So I jumped up in the fetal position, kind of turned into like a cannonball effect, and I bounced off that windshield around 55 miles an hour. They threw me into an intersection. Believe it or not, all my teeth, they were destroyed. My teeth were destroyed. AC separation, collarbone was destroyed. I broke 4 ribs. I had a screw in my left hand. Left ankle was popped out of its place. They said I'd never be able to use my right arm again. They said that now my teeth and everything the way it is, they're going to be like a 60-year-old mouth. These are all veneers, by the way. Like, I got all these really implanted into my mouth, or not even implanted. These are veneer dentures. I didn't want something permanently in my mouth. I wanted to be able to clean them. I ain't got no shame in my game at all.
Right.
So it was $10,000 to get these done, and I've been living with my teeth the way they were from 15 all the way up till 29. These are actually new. We just got this done July of 2025, and going into the new year, he's like, new year, new me type effect, legitimately this time. It didn't teach me anything because it happened again here in North Carolina. Apparently, I'm a little more durable now than I was the first time. I was on an electric bike, and I was going to sell an iPhone to GameStop. They pay big for iPhones, right? I was going to go sell my phone, make about $700 off this phone in GameStop. I'm in an intersection. This car's at the intersection. The light just turned green. I'm looking. You're looking. I'm like, I'm going to go. Like, I'm going to go that direction. You don't go nowhere. I don't go nowhere. I'm going to go this way, though, because you're not telling me I can go, but I'm going to go. I go. So do they at 30 miles an hour from 0. So they hit me on this electric bike, which, god dang, thankfully, it was made out of titanium. Right. All right. So they hit me on this electric bike. I'm sitting on the hood and I'm holding on to the handlebars and I'm looking at them like, are we kidding me right now? So they hit the brakes. I slide off. They broke the bike, which is $1,000 bike. That was my transportation. I'm going to be honest. They broke the bike. So I threw the bike across the street. Everyone's coming out of their stores and getting out of their cars. Oh my God, are you okay? I'm more than okay. I'm pissed. and then their bumper somehow was around my ankle or something. So I ripped the bumper off the car and everything like that. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then they drove off. And then the lady goes, oh my God, we called the police. I was like, look, man, I'm fine. I got a scratch on my ankle. Ain't nothing broken. We're good this time. I go, I got a transaction to go make. I got bills to pay. I got kids to feed. Okay. So I can't wait around for this stupid little report so they can go look for another millionth car that they're never going to find.
Right.
So I go do my thing and everything. I come back and that lady saw me and she goes, oh my God, your bike's good. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I had to bend a couple things, but it's running. And she was like, well, I made the report for you. Do you want to come inside? Do you need anything? I was like, I'm good. She goes, sir, you were hit by a car. I go, yeah, that's the second time that happened. She goes, so this is just normal? I go, apparently in your state, yes, it is. People love hitting people with cars.
We also got a GenTech lucky cars that no longer made of steel. They're just damn.
Facts.
I was say you're just allergic to cars, bro. Like that's wild. Like
never been in a car accident, but I have been the accident.
And that's it. That's holy shit. That's fucking wild. Nah, I couldn't. I've had one situation where I was walking back home and the light was, I get the green or the white light to go, right? Walking sign. I'm walking about 6 seconds, I guess, about 6-7 seconds after the lights turned red. I start taking off. Another car goes flying right past, probably about 40. And I bounced back at the last second. And I was like, yeah, I would have died. Like I just looked at it and I was like, yeah, I would have died. I was like, you guys have to try again. Like, but
all
no,
right,
that's
just 1 second. So everybody in chat, guys, I don't want you guys thinking I'm ignoring you. We're doing a podcast right now. If anyone's just coming in and being unfamiliar, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring your gifts. I appreciate you guys for locking in with us. I appreciate all the gifts that you guys got coming in. I definitely thank you guys for all being here. I'm just locked in because this man, he gave us our time. He's trying to understand what we're doing and why GenTech is here. He's trying to understand the values of what we have as a person and as a company and as a creator. So I'm giving him my full attention, but I love you guys and thank you guys so much for locking in with us.
That's awesome. And so actually leads to a bit of a different question then, because I'm assuming like you have your games on screen.
Mm-hmm.
What are you playing off screen?
What do I play off screen? Call of Duty. No, I'm just joking.
It's like, damn, okay.
So no, I do play Call of Duty off and on screen. But when it comes to the job, right? The job is Call of Duty right now. I try to put more of that on screen. I do play a variety of games. Now, majority of them are first-person shooters. Like I'll play Body Cam, which is a real-life simulator-based game.
That's fun.
Oh my God, it looks so real. I'll get stuck looking at everything, and then boom, I see Cam ended. I was like, oh, someone got me while I was looking at this tree because of how real it is. I'll play stuff like, Halo. Halo's where it started before Call of Duty. I'm gonna be very honest, okay? Like before I really locked in, I played Halo. Then I went back to the big red one and then fell in love with Call of Duty because of first-person shooters.
That's fair.
Excuse me. Fair. But I play stuff like Halo and stuff like that. I have a variety of other games that I truly enjoy growing up, like the Dead Island games. When I was a kid, I love Dead Island. All right, I have every single title purchased. I even have their new titles purchased when the companies Deep Silver and Techland and Deep Silver separated, and Techland's like, you're making games look too cheesy and you're making games look too real, and that's when they came out with Dying Light 1 and 2.
I love Dying Light.
I love Dying Light.
I love Dying Light.
I don't care how old that game gets. I have the first edition and I have Dying Light 2. I haven't beaten Dying Light 2 because I want to play with people going through this game, but I mean,
you gotta finish it though, man. It's so
I know the story is amazing.
The story is amazing.
Story.
Like, and they really reworked a lot of it to also incorporate things from Dying Light 1. So like in the beginning of Dying Light 2, they had those like howlers, right? And the howlers would like alert everybody else. Now they also just had the volatiles out and walking around too. So,
I noticed that. I'm not a big fan. I'm not very fond of that. Okay, them little scary things walking around like they're somebody's worst nightmare. That man reminds me of Tyrone when his videos were on the Vine. Okay, I see that. And yep, you are definitely coming after my wife because I'm leaving her there and running from you.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm leaving her there and running for. That's fair. You know what? At some point, I'm like, babe, you can't. You tell me you can't wall run, jump, fucking swing out like a hook around, clutch it, fly over to another building. I don't know what you
So
want
we're
me to
playing
do.
Spider-Man today. Okay, let's see
Right,
if we
and
got
that's
this.
something I loved with Dying Light, especially Dying Light 2, because Dying Light 2, like I love just getting chased on purpose. Like you
I
start to
kind of do
chase.
too. Yes, yeah. You run up into a crowd of them and you take off, and then you have that slow mo. That
Like I'm running, and then I look back and I'm like, oh shit, they're still going. Okay, well, I just keep on running.
right.
And
It
then
makes a
like
nice little
I do
video.
get
Let's
to
be
those scary
honest.
moments. You do get
Oh
those
yeah.
scary moments where all of a sudden you see like one or two of them, those big volatile ones, and they just running, and I'm like, bro, how am I faster than you? Like,
Right. And then you see a volatile bust through a door that you didn't even know it can open, and they're right in front of you, and they're just like, oh, wow, America. And I'm like, oh.
like it's like you didn't think I could go upstairs, did you? And just,
Oh,
just
oh
like,
my
damn.
God. One of the comments in chat. That's right. That is so right. And I can't believe I missed that. Left 4 Dead. The original zombie games back on the 360 days and the PS3 days.
Yep.
Left 4 Dead 1, 2 were amazing. Left 4 Dead 2 was probably the best in my opinion. I'm talking straight hack and slash zombie game. Yeah, Left 4 Dead was definitely the originals before Dying Light and Dead Island came out. I know the new Dead Island 2 came out. It was a great game. The graphics are really good, but it just doesn't have that original feel that it did back in the day. But I still have to play through it, man. I've never played Dead Island 2, so I got to play through it.
I never played Dead Island 1. Like I think what I loved about Dying Light compared to Dead Island is I'm a big fan of Mirror's Edge.
Right. Okay.
I'm a huge component, like huge fan of Mirror's Edge. I will go fucking rounds on people being like, dude, Mirror's Edge was an amazing game. Like you can't tell me nothing. I won't hear it. But like mixing that with zombies, I was like, oh, dude, matchmaking heaven. Like there's a few times where you can combine something. I'm just like, oh, this is awesome. Why do we not do more parkour games? I want more parkour games.
Right.
Like I don't care like if it's just a Dying Light one. I want more ninja ones. Like that's why I like a Ghost Runner.
Yeah,
I like Ghost Runner for that. I think it's actually pretty fun. Now I want what I really want, to be honest. I want like some sort of Marvel one where it's first person and I can do this kind of stuff. Like, give me like a first person. I try to think of a character off the top of my head that can like move agilely. Daredevil.
Spider-Man. Oh,
Daredevil.
okay, never mind. Yep.
Like Spider-Man's fun, but like
Spider-Man's cool. Yeah, no, I agree with that because Daredevil actually used the environment to his advantage. Okay,
yes.
Spider-Man he's shooting out his little webby webs. Okay, like he can use the walls to his advantage, but Daredevil was using the entire environment to his advantage.
Oh yeah, no, imagine
so parkour, Daredevil, and then the whole sound reflective idea of the game. Oh, absolutely, that would be a solid title for sure.
Oh, I would have fun with it. Like the Spider-Man games were fun. I love.
They were good. They were good.
They're really exciting. I don't care what anybody said. Spider-Man kills his enemies. There's no way you're gonna. You can't uppercut a man like that and expect his brain to still be fully formed.
Right. Or you grab him and then you do this whole web slingshot and he smacks the ground. No, dude, you just severed his spine. Okay.
Oh yeah, and he's like,
all right,
now think about what you did, and the guy's like,
you just sent him to jail, ginked up and everything. Like, this man's gonna be Igor the rest of his life.
Everyone thinks Batman was bad when he would like pick someone and break their foot, and I was like, dude, Spider-Man is literally breaking their brainstem, separating it from the rest of their body. There is no way. Or like my personal favorite, I love talking about this one, is when you can web someone to a wall, but those webs are biodegradable. So you are just looking down and eventually just seeing your death.
Yeah, eventually. Eventually. You better hope it don't degrade that quick right then and there.
Imagine just like let's say that stays there for like 4 hours. For like 4 hours, you're just sitting there watching, feeling this thing slowly degrade off you. And I'm like, Spider-Man's a murderer. I don't give a fuck anyways.
That's great. I love it.
But I do. I love that we're getting that, we're getting that Wolverine game, right?
Oh, dude. I know. I'm a huge Wolverine head. I envy him. I love Wolverine. That's my man candy Monday right there. Okay. Hugh Jackman is it, baby. All right.
Hugh Jackman.
He could take me. Okay.
Hugh Jackman is just like it's crazy to think of someone else will eventually play the role. Like it always bothers me that someone eventually will play the role of Wolverine, and I'm not opposed to it. I'm one of those people that like, you know what, give someone else a shot. I'm totally for it eventually, especially if Hugh Jackman's like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, that's fine. But then once again, we saw him in the Wolverine and Deadpool movie. We got to see Henry Cavill as Wolverine, and I was like, I'm just as scared. Oh, you're muted.
All right, am I back? Are we good?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, yeah, I had an issue with my mic. I had to unplug it and plug it back in. It likes
Oh,
to echo sometimes on the other end for TikTok.
yeah, you good.
But so that movie right there, Hugh Jackman wasn't supposed to be in it, but Ryan Reynolds and him are really good friends. And he was like, bro, I have to have you in this movie at least one last time. So he got ripped, he got shredded, he got what he needed to do for the roles of that movie, and he freaking nailed it. And I was so happy to see him come back. I really am.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up from when I was a kid to now, that man walked through hell and back and he still survived. Like I was very envious of him growing up. Like I wanted to be like him. I want to know that I can take all the damage and take this kind of damage for my people, my family, my friends, and I can endure it all. And then it just heals. And everyone's like, how do you do it? Because I don't want to see anyone else suffer the way I've suffered.
Right.
I don't want to see people go through the dark path that I've had to walk down, even if I've made it better now and I'm a better person than I am now. We've all have things that we've done and we don't necessarily agree with just as much as Wolverine. Like, it is a very deep lore for this man when it comes to him. And just overall, like the whole aspect of Wolverine, then they were testing these cameos to see who would be Wolverine next. And the audience, us as the people. Now, there were some where we were like, oh, yeah, that'd be good. I could see that. I could see that. But no one was like, yeah, make that person Wolverine. Everyone shunned the fact of someone else playing as Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I feel if Wolverine, when he dies, needs to officially, here's his RIP tombstone, Wolverine is not going to be replicated. They did it to Superman. They've done it to Spider-Man. They've done it to Storm from X-Men.
Yep. Black Panther now too.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, now I understand that they want to keep an era alive. They want to keep the business running, truthfully. But there's other ways and aspects of doing that than to replace someone that is you can't replace him. Like, he is unreplaceable.
Yeah, I think like I said, he has to be the one to go out on his own terms. Like, if he has to be the one to say, I'm done playing Wolverine, but like, if whoever they have my support,
right?
And like, you should be trying to embrace them as well. I think that is huge, especially because we see that with like so many other characters right now. With you look at Luke Skywalker is one right now that is like, he wants. I think Mark Hamill said Sebastian Stan would be really good as a younger Luke, and I was like, oh, I'd be down.
Right.
I'll be down. Like, I want to see a younger Luke Skywalker. I mean, at the end of the day, Mark Hamill's like what, 60-something, 70something?
Yeah.
Like, he ain't gonna be able to move like that, he does, unless they just
the next
CGI
backflip he does and catches that saber is gonna be the last backflip he's ever done in his entire
So like, and I'm all for actors eventually wanting to move on from roles. It sounds like even like people like I think Chris Hemsworth was kind of like that too, where he's kind of like, I'm kind of done. You could,
yes,
you've done it for how many years? I'm at a point where I want to kind of move forward. Mark Hamill is 74, so yeah, like at that point, I'm like, I don't want to keep doing this anymore. I mean, he already didn't he? Remember, he stopped playing Joker after Kevin Conroy passed, so it's kind of like I don't really need to anymore, and I'm like, he's already cemented in the minds of like, one of the greats.
Facts.
And I think there comes to a point where you're gonna want to see like, how can someone else, especially with Marvel and Marvel's multiverse and different versions of characters. Like, that's why I'm kind of glad that like, well, they are bringing in a new Black Panther. Obviously, this T'Challa might be, probably because it's multiverse, a different universe T'Challa. I actually think that's 100% fine.
I think 100% that's how they should do. And it's only because of the person that played Black Panther and his story and the way the world took him from us. I feel his version of the universe of Black Panther should obviously stay that way, and then bring in an alternate universe Black Panther. And when he touches into that aspect, it's like, we're not replacing him, but we brought one from a different timeline to give you guys him back in a sense.
Did you see the first steps, Marvel or the Fantastic Four?
I have not, and the only reason why I didn't watch the new Fantastic Four is because my boy Johnny Blaze wasn't the actual person that played him from when I was a kid.
I mean, that's fair. I went back to go rewatch it, and I thought the movie was like fine. Like, it's one of those movies where I'm like, you know what? I like the actors. They all do a good job. There's nothing that does like bad about it.
Right.
Personally, I don't want to spoil it for you.
I'm that type of person. If you tell me
Okay,
something in the movie, it's
cool.
gonna, oh man, the movie's over. Nah,
Cool.
I'll still watch
I
it.
kind of wish they would have went a different way with it.
Fair.
So like the reason why is because like so towards the end of the movie, and spoilers I guess for Fantastic Four First Steps if you haven't seen it yet. Well, it's been like 6 fucking months, so whatever.
If you ain't seen
But
it, you ain't seen it.
yeah, if for the Fantastic Four, he like or not Thanos, Galactus ends up showing up. Galactus goes after them, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna teleport the entire world away."
Right.
And obviously, it fails, right? And so they put everybody in the city underground, so that it's just the Fantastic Four taking out because Thanos, or not, I mean, I keep saying Thanos, but not. It's Galactus. Galactus wants Franklin Richards,
Right.
which is fair. He wants him to be the next like Herald because he just wants to stop doing this.
Right.
Which, like I said, Franklin Richards is broken as fucking Marvel. So they end up. Long story short, they end up saving the day with help from the Silver Surfer. They end up saving the day, and like the world is saved. I wish they would have failed. And I think it would have hit harder because the people, there's nobody else above ground right now. Everyone in the city is underground.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everyone in the city is underground. They have no clue. Now imagine Galactus wins and he actually devours this planet. They escape away with Franklin Richards, but he takes revenge on the planet for it. And so now the Fantastic Four need to live with the fact that they failed their world.
I think that would be devastatingly awesome.
Like, and so that they end up going to a different universe as is, and this is a universe is new world. You know what I mean? Like, this is a new world. This is a different Earth, and they're looking at it like they have to live with that fact of like now they're on their own version of a redemption streak.
Right.
And I would love to have seen that. They obviously didn't go that route, which kind of sucks. But for me personally, but I think that would have been really, really cool because I think like I love seeing when like characters, they try their best and sometimes it's not enough. Like Galactus is like a universal level threat, if I remember right.
Right.
This dude like pops fucking like worlds like Tic Tac. So it's just like I want to see. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen a character. It's been a long time since I've seen any character have aura to no aura in roughly 2 seconds. Not even kidding. Like Galactus, he can change his size, right? So he drops down into the earth, like slams into the water right outside. I think it's like New York, right? And like grabs a bunch of dirt and sniffs it. And I was like,
what are we doing?
what are we doing here?
This man had his superhero landing, came in all epic, and it's like dirt.
Like I was like, damn, get this motherfucker a crayon. And so it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to take this villain seriously now? Like he was dope as shit, but now all of a sudden you just like, yup, that's dirt.
That's great. That's phenomenal. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, it's not a bad movie. That's all right. It's all right. I don't like I ever since Infinity War and Endgame, I try to take their TV shows and movies. I don't watch them as much because I don't have Disney Plus, but I try to take their TV shows and movies at like separate things, just see like, hey, what do I like this? Do I like this? Do I don't? I watched like Falcon and Winter Soldier. Thought it was all right. Thought it was pretty cool. I watched She-Hulk. I didn't mind She-Hulk. Like after like I brushed all the hate away from it to try to just see with it as what it is. It's a movie for 30-year-old women. It's a show for 30-year-old women. I'm not gonna lie. That show is not for me.
It's supposed to be women empowering, and honestly, I agree with it. And in touching a little context into the gaming world, it's and I say this respectfully, so I hope it's not reworded from Chad or someone else takes this the way you're out of context. But it's like women in this world in today's age get so much backlash, but yet we're equal rights. It's like, it goes both in both hands. It's like you treat a woman as an equal. There's a problem with it because she's not a man. Well, yes, she is. In my mind, I am talking to you like a person, not a woman, not a man. I'm talking to you the same way. And I feel like that was like women empowerment because even in the gaming world, You get nasty comments, get back to the kitchen or get back to this. Why can't a man go to the kitchen? I like to cook more than my fiance likes to cook. Or, like, I think it should be gender neutral at this point. I'm going to be honest, I'm more of a female than my fiance is a female. I'm in the bathroom doing my hair, putting my little eye bag things on, trying to get all
Don't tell
prettied
my
up for
wife
my
that
day.
I cook better than my wife.
Me and you both, brother.
This is gonna be the one. This will be the one clip that I say that I'm like, she's gonna be like, "Oh, let me go look." I'm like,
I was joking. It's his fault.
it was just like it was nothing. It was damn.
So ramen noodles tonight, huh? Okay, I got it. But it's just like just women deal with so much backlash into gaming if they try to do this or if they try to go after a prestigious job title and they're like, well, you're not a man. Like, I feel like in certain aspects in life, definitely women should have some kind of power or leeway. Like they've worked they've crawled through their own version of a trench to get where they are right now. And I'm talking for the real women out there. I'm not talking for these little hussies that use other versions to get where they want to be. I'm talking women who actually work. They didn't have to extort themselves in any way. Like, they put in the same blood, sweat, and tears and went unrecognized until becoming recognized. Like, there's a lot of women that deal with a lot of backlash in general, just any topic, honestly. Like, if you're not cooking, a librarian, or playing housewife, you're living out of your means or out of your role. And I just think that's stupid, man. We're in 2026.
And that's why, like, for example, for gaming, I made one of my prompts is that your favorite video games won't exist without women.
Mm-hmm.
And women have been around in the gaming space like forever. Whether they're in front of the camera as a character, whether they're behind the scenes developing those games, writing the games, in a leadership position, whatever it is, they're always there. Mm-hmm. And that's why I posted that one, and that's where I eventually got that incel. Is like, because I was like, yeah, like, it's so interesting to like that they've been in spaces since like basically gaming's inception. Some of your favorite games, I was like, what a lot of people's favorite game, Kingdom Hearts,
made by a woman.
Like, I was like, you want that music? Where'd that music come from? That music came from women. And so it's like, so I told him, like, that's why I find it so odd that all of a sudden they make the game and then you want them kicked out. And I'm like, that's a weird mindset to have, and that's not good for our video game space.
It's not. It's really not. And, like, honestly, like, I get so upset when I hear, like, get back to the kitchen, or, oh, you go make me a sandwich or something like that while we're playing Call of Duty. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. They brought women into Call of Duty to prove that this isn't anybody's game. If you're bad at it, you're just bad at it. If a woman beats you, guess what? Go sit in that shower, cry yourself to sleep tonight, and freaking lock in tomorrow because you just let a woman beat you.
Star Trek wouldn't exist. Oh, Star Trek especially.
Yeah.
Like, Star Trek, all of those. Like, even Star Wars, people are like, well, it's George Lucas. I'm like, I don't think you all realize how much his wife actually helped him.
Like, speaking of that, behind every successful man is a woman standing in the shadows, supporting his every mistake and supporting his every move. There is always going to be a beautiful and an amazing person behind every successful man that is guiding him. Do you think he got here by himself? No. I don't care who you are and what you've built. There is someone that stands in that shadow supporting your vision, your image, and what you are doing as a person. And if you're stepping out of line, there is going to be someone there to correct you. My fiance loves doing that, and I appreciate it. Not in the moment because I get angry, like, this is my business, let me do what I got to do. And she's like, I'm just trying to help you. And then I sit down, I calm down, and I collect. I go, shit, you know what? You were right. Maybe I handle that with more attitude than professionalism. Maybe you're right. And she's a backbone to me in a lot of ways. Like, she has pushed me to this opportunity. She's believed in me when no one else did. When I quit the job and I backed out of this and I quit this and I cut everybody off, including family, to build this, she was there the entire time. During my angry episodes of me stressed out, trying to figure out financially how we're going to do it, to the happy episodes to where, all right, sweetheart, I'm about to fly out to Houston, Texas for this Pokemon event. And she's like, well, I'm not going to be able to be there with you. I go, I'm going to call you every day and stuff like that. And that was the longest we've ever been apart. It was stressful. I'm not going to lie, on both of us, but she was there no matter how bad my mind got, the depression was. She's always supported me. I don't care what anyone says in this world. You will make it when someone supports you, man or woman. Again, doesn't matter. But in my situation, it's a woman.
Yeah.
And there's behind every successful person, there's going to be someone there making sure that they're your number one fan. They're building you up and making sure even if the world is beating on you, she can restore you back to your original you, helping you lock in.
Yep. And that's how like my wife. I mean, my wife was the same way when it came to this. And like even when my wife when my wife went to school for pharmacy, right? She was, I don't know if I should apply, and I was like, she's like, I just don't know. And we were just dating at the time, and I was like, so you want it to be like, damn, I don't know, 10 years down the line when you're still working at the same place, or do you want to be like 10 years down the line when you're making a bunch of money, being like, I made it as a pharmacist? Like you have two directions. I see one of them is positive, and the other one is probably going to lead us to like something happening, like
Right.
because you're going to live in regret. Don't live in regret. I was like,
Facts.
so just go and do it. And like I've like pushed that woman, she's done the same thing, push me. Like it's having a support system. You know, whether you are young, whether you are old, no matter what it is so highly important. It is one of the
Facts.
few ways that people I feel bad for people who don't have a support system, and that's kind of why I like doing when I talk here, when I do the lives or people watching. I like people seeing that they can have a support system no matter where. It doesn't matter if the person is face to face or if that person is literally across the fucking world. I ended up going to the UK to go meet some friends.
Right.
I met some friends from the UK that I've known for 10 years. Like I did that when I went to Texas to go meet people that I knew for 10 years. Like for that year, I do that shit because they were the support when I needed it. And that, you know what? I think it's awesome.
Right.
Like
And that's another thing, touching back to GenTech, like content creators, as content creators, we are in a weird world. Okay, we're in a social world. We're our own versions of actors. We're our own versions of political speakers. Like we are our own versions of what we make ourselves, right? Well, with that being said, like that is kind of how this community has became such a family. Like I don't know you from gray to white. I don't know you from your dollar to your millions. Like I don't know you. But that's the craziest part about this is we have so many people attacking creators on creators. This is not a 9 to 5 job. This is a community. And if you look at this, well, I'm not doing better than that guy and I'll never be seen like that guy. This is not the field for you. It's really
no
not. I don't look at
comparison.
myself. Go ahead.
Comparison will destroy you.
Yes, it will.
In
It
this
will.
field.
Like, and it did destroy me when I was content creating back in the day when I was on YouTube and Twitch. You know what I mean? I'm watching these guys with millions of followers make it happen, and I only have 1,000. Or I only had at the time I had 8,000, but new YouTube policy deleted some followers and blah 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 blah. They went through this whole change. Yeah. But the point is like, you know, I created GenTech Gaming to give someone a free place. I want you guys to be able to speak your minds. I want you guys to feel comfortable here. I want us to have these uncomfortably comfortable topics and talk about it. Like I am trying to build a community that can actually prove to people, doesn't matter about race, doesn't matter about, you know, gender references. It doesn't matter about anything in the outside world. When you're here, we're looking at each other the same. Now, I understand people have their moments and they have their slip ups and, you know, they have our attitudes and stuff like that. And, you know, as a community, we should be able to work through that no matter how bad it is. Now, there's just some things that are unforgivable. You know, I won't mention that, but, you know, this just like, I don't think that some people understand that people can change. And I don't care how much of stuck in your ways you are. Oh, this is how I was born. This is the way I am. You can change. And I'm sorry, my fiance is the product of helping me understand that you can change. I've solved problems with my hands all my life. I had a voice that would radiate when yelling. Like I was just an angry person when I met her. And I wouldn't say it's all on her, but it's just her version of what she showed me as life has started hitting me harder and harder being with her. She goes, the way you're going at it, you're going to end it. You're going to end your life. Not you deliberately taking it, but you are going to put yourself in a box because you're handling it only one way. You're not thinking outside the box. You're still inside, you know, and you're still inside put all the, you know, the aggression in it. Like I was a very aggressive person. You say something, well, you ain't saying something now if you're on the ground. You do something, you ain't doing something now if you're on the ground. And you eventually get to an age to where I can't go knock out a 20-year-old kid who's built like Brock Lesnar. It's not happening, bro.
No.
All right. I can't do that. I have a mouth that runs and it will continue to run until someone puts me to sleep. But I'm gotta pick and choose. And she's taught me, baby, you're not invincible anymore. You're old.
Like it's and that's the hard measure of just getting older and learning other ways to deal with things. Like when it comes down to just smooth conversations, I call it like that kind of smooth de-escalation of being like, I don't know why we even wasted my time with this. No, I've learned myself. I get very creative in some of my insults. Like they're kind of fun that way. But like I'm not gonna lie, like I realized I'm like, you know what, I'm getting good at these. But I think overall, yeah, I think as you get older, you start to learn that like you might not care as much.
Right.
Like I'm like some things like you start picking your battles a lot more, being like, is this really worth the blowing up over?
Right.
Like, is this really worth? And that's why I wish more gamers would do. Period. Because holy shit,
there's a reference. There's a reference I started using. It took a long time to understand this kind of patience I now have. Like it took a long time to understand the quiet I become during these situations. When someone's popping off and they're speaking and everything like that, I'll tend to become very quiet, very observant, very analyzing when it comes to the topic, because a lot of people want to preach because they want to be heard, and some people who don't preach, it's not that they want to be heard, they want to be seen or felt. And coming from where I was born and raised, that's all of us ever wanted, regardless of what we were doing in life. We wanted to just be okay. You wanted to wake up, know your bills are good, you got a little bit of food in the fridge, the kids got what they need, and you're okay. I don't want to be okay anymore. All right. I have way too many people that are backing me in GenTech gaming to where I just don't want to be okay. I want to have the fortified foundation to not just provide for me and my family, but to guarantee that everyone who has supported me a foundation as well. Like this is no longer a me thing in this company. This is an entire team, whether it's just a simple content creator to a simple editor to my fiance whispering sweet little nothings in my ear to make sure that I'm not falling off the train, all of those things right there help me want to strive to something bigger and better as a whole for this company. And the day that we do make it, which we're far from it, in my opinion, who knows, it could happen next week. But in my vision of it, we are far from it. But the work and the progress we're put in is definitely not going unshown. It's definitely not going unnoticed for sure. And when that time that we make it, every creator that is locked into me as in a vision, locked into the work that we are trying to put in, will most definitely see what we're trying to create, and most definitely feel what I am feeling when that moment happens.
No, absolutely. And that's at the end of the day, that's one of the most important things is like knowing that you from where you started to where you going. Success is never linear. If your success will be like this, some people's success will be like this, some people's success is just always up. But never stop working and always bank on yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else fucking will either.
Exactly.
If you don't believe that you're gonna, if I don't get up and do this shit every fucking day, then nobody else is gonna believe in me. You can't. Other people won't care if you don't care.
You can't expect someone to do it for you. If you want something in this world, you want it done your way, you got to go lock into it. And then you're going to eventually find people that follow you, not in your footsteps, but follow behind you, supporting you as a company, a team, a player, a fighter, whatever it may be. The more you walk that path, you're going to inspire and make other individuals believe in the vision that you're created. And then when that happens, they're no longer the ones that help you see that vision. They're now a part of that vision. They're now helping you develop something that is extraordinary,
And and I would say on top of it too, there are going to be setbacks. There are going to be times where you are sitting there and you're like, bro, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I already know.
But I'm going to figure it out.
Yes,
that's all you can say there and tell yourself. But I'm going to figure it might be that day, it might be 2 days, it might be a week, it might be a month. But it takes you will figure it out. Like it is the and this is I love writing stories as well. So this is like it refrains to something like that as much. You will bash your head against the wall. You will do stuff that are going to fuck up. I mean, I've had it in my own lives. I've had my own issues with it. I'm very transparent of how I'm feeling when it comes to my audience. They know exactly where I am on my points and where I stand on things. And like one of the things I will always tell someone, Hagosha in here too. I see that right now. On God. So like, well, I will always say, bank on yourself, believe in yourself, and do what, like, if you want to do something like that, if you want to stream, if you want to develop, if you want to, I don't know, work your 9 to 5, come home and beat a bunch of kids in Mortal Kombat, do it at 100%. Because if
Right.
you'll know if you go, and my coach used to say this, do everything at 100%. Because if you do something at 50 and you fuck up, you're always going to regret not putting in that next 50. If you do it at 99, you're always going to regret, what if I put in that next one? And if as long as you put in that 100%, you know that you gave everything to it.
The one thing that people don't realize that we're always running out of without thinking we're running out of. Okay, you see the gallon of milk you're running out of. You see the bank account depleting. Like, you see the things that we're running out of. But the most important thing that we don't see we're running out of is time. Time is what we're always running out of. And why wait to make something happen when time is limited, when you can lock into that opportunity right now? Doesn't matter what your mom said. It don't matter what your auntie believes. It doesn't matter about their political or religious views. If there is something that inspires you to do something great and you feel it's great, lock into it. All right. Like, it's just the whole thing with it, lock into the so-called thing, time. Like, there's been sleepless nights, brother, when it comes to what I'm doing right now, where I'm stressed when I get off stream. I kind of try to hold it together, but I'm very blunt and very open with my audience. I'm stressed, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna make it this week financially. It is what it is. You know, it's life. It happens. You know, I don't hit my stream every day with a pretty smile. I try to be energetic, and I try to get these, all my viewers to know that we're here, baby, no matter what. But there's been times where I turn this camera off and I'm looking at the fiance and I'm just like, bro, I don't know what I'm financially going to do this week. I don't know what we're going to do this month. I don't know how this bill and this bill is going to get paid because of this transition, or this is going down, or TikTok's messing up. Like, I'm trying to figure this out and I don't know what to do. And she always hits me with, but there's only thing is time. She goes, you always figure it out. And if you haven't figured it out right now, I know you'll figure it out then. She goes, you figure this out. You're the guy that makes it happen. You're the guy that's on the, the top of the show. If you don't figure it out, who's going to?
Right.
So it's like, you got to take a step back sometimes. And it's just like, you kind of got to lock into who you are as a person, what you're doing, because regardless if you're this guy or this guy right here, it's going to be that thing that comes in time. Keep pushing or you're going to run out of it.
No, absolutely. We only got so much. Well, I mean, everybody else does. I haven't died yet, so I'm totally fine. But like,
just a little bit, I think we're good.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't died yet, so I think I'm doing a good job. Like, I mean,
I think my hourglass is a little full. We're all right.
I mean, if you get hit by one more car, but like,
yeah, my 9 lives are running very thin right now. Okay,
I work with people that are like over 100. I work with like caregiving. I've worked with people over 100, and they're still living their best lives, driving, golfing, doing all this shit, and I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, like, but they enjoy it, and that's actually something I really want to say too. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Like, yes, it can be stressful. Yes, it can be tough, but enjoy it. Like, one of my favorite moments of like the last like couple years has been during the last Super Bowl. When the coach Mike McDonald walked out after they won, and he said pretty much like hi, or like congrats or whatever, GG. And like just stood and stared. Like, he just stared out at the crowd. He just stared out at the sky, like absorbing that moment. And it's just, there's so many times where I've done it in this, where I'm like, damn, like, these people really believe in me. Like, they just show up. Like, I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck you guys are. Like, you guys could be someone who's going through whatever it is, but I love when you guys come in and you're like, hey, what's good? Like, when Hagosha's another one. I got Black Scorpio in there. I've known Black Scorpio. I know Black Scorpio. But like, Rainy is another one too. Like, it's just they come in support, and that makes you feel good. Don't focus on the numbers so much sometimes, especially if you are a smaller streamer. Don't focus on the numbers. One of the people that I was mutuals with told me that he's like, as long as you have a person that in my life, he's like, as long as you get one of her, and then another one who just shows up, they come in, they talk. that bleeds it. And I'm like, it makes you feel good knowing that these people care.
Right.
You know, and I love it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I wouldn't trade this shit on the maybe this, but like I wouldn't trade none of them. You know what I mean? And like once I get my system all set up, I think we're gonna trying to get a house because I got a kid on the way. You know what I mean? And
Congratulations.
so thank you. And so like I look at it and I'm like, I'm gonna have a little boy, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, I want to keep knocking this out of the park because I want my kid to see that no matter if what my wife's doing or what I'm doing, anything is possible if you just put the work in.
Facts. And that's
And
that's 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 a lot of things when it comes to content creation. There's a lot of make you and break you situations in this field. All right. A lot of people are like, well, I went live today, bro. I'm doing it. No, you're just touching the surface, brother. Like, you
keep
got to
going.
stream. Yeah, you got to stream, edit videos, connect, social, get to network with people. You got to branch out. You got to grow the franchise any means necessary. Now, there's disrespectful ways of growing, and I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of viewers touching on that lightly, is don't ever join someone's stream and promote yourself. That's disrespectful because that creator is putting in hours of work and you don't know what he's doing behind the scenes, but hours of work of trying to create something authentic for his viewers. So if you got thousands of people in there and you jump into their stream, yo, join GenTech Gaming today. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Me, I go after the creator. I don't really care about the audience. I don't care if you got 1 million people in there or one person in there. I go for the creator. I watch you stream for a little bit. I see if you recognize me. And this is my pattern. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my method to my madness with recruiting creators. I'll lock in. Hey, GenTech. Okay, cool. He noticed me. He said hey to me joining. That is a huge thing for a creator to notice their viewers. He noticed that. All right, cool. Start a little conversation or whatever. Now he's feeding into that conversation. We're talking, we're chatting. Okay, you're trying to lock into the game and me. That is real respect, especially when it comes to Call of Duty, a game that you just can't go like this with every time, So I really take a lot of respect out of that for you to take the time out of what you're doing to even recognize what I'm saying. Then I'll do a little gift wall. And if the gift wall becomes successful, what I mean by that is if I actually see the energy like, bro, whoa, thank you so much. Or, oh my God, this has never happened. That touches my heart, not just because of, me feeling like I'm giving to someone, but just to see that I've made somebody's day, knowing that I'm going to try even a step further after that. I'm not just trying to make your day, bro. I'm trying to have others help you make your day. I'm trying to give you a reason that your day is made every time you go live. And then I hit them with are you a part of an agency? You know what? Or I'll just hit them with the whole blunt, bro. I don't know what you got going on. I don't know who you're with, but I love the energy and I love the vibes. I want you to lock in with GenTech Gaming. Like, I'm going to send you a DM right now. You read it, that's on you. You don't have to read it. It's not a forced thing, but I love what you got going on and would love to have you on my team. And honestly, that's how I met most of my creators, because I see them authentically working. They're not trying to showboat. They're not trying to just sell an image. They're not. They're being legit. They're being genuine on the platform.
No, I do the same thing when it comes to these like networking, when it comes to these podcast interviews. Like, one of the things that I was sitting there and I was like, no, these men they're not gonna want to like work with me. They're not gonna want to interview with some random person, So I said that, like, the same one I send you, I send other people, because I think it's a very solid, very to the point of what I'm trying to build.
Right.
And like, when I see, I'll jump into someone's live and just, hey, what you doing?
Right.
Have you ever fun? It's like, you enjoying it. Oh, you playing like Hollow Knight? Okay, cool. I never played Hollow Knight before. I'll sit here and watch for a little bit. Right. Or I'm like, hey, I'll just jump. Like, there's times where I'll just jump in and be like, okay, cool. I see what you're playing. I'm gonna share the stuff. I'm gonna repost. I'm gonna like your stuff. Just so, even if I don't gotta stay in here, I want to make sure that your stuff is all good and all that. And if I like it a lot, I'll go and I will send you the email. Then that's the same way I found yours. When I was looking, I was like, damn, he got Pokemon stuff. So I was like, damn. I started watching. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm watching. I'm like, I haven't played COD in so how long?
Honestly, bro, I see when I started creating content again, I had every intention on going to COD immediately, but I just didn't have the money. I had like $4 to my bank account, a duffel bag, and a woman. I don't know what the hell she sees in me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I had nothing. I had nothing to offer you. And 90% of the time in this world, man, if there's no benefit between two people, they're not really going to stick around. And I was like, I'm just here for a pastime. I am your NFL commercial, it feels like. All right. And It wasn't the money. It wasn't what I had. It wasn't what I can do. It wasn't the resume. It wasn't the brain. It was the person. Like, I don't know. Me and her were able to connect on a way that, or a wavelength that people just don't generally get to connect on. Like, it started off with a simple conversation. It started off with no interaction, no sexual tension or anything like that. It was just straight conversation, two people vibing in an atmosphere without having any other benefit from one another, and that was absolutely beautiful. But
man, that's a lot more than I said about my wife. We went a simple first date. The first time we met.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That was my wife, my ex-wife. That's how
Okay.
it worked. Okay, and that was the worst 8 years of my entire life. Now, I've had some beautiful moments, and the only moments is my children. All right. I had my little boy. I had my little girl. That was my first daughter. She's the only child out of all my kids that look exactly like me with all dark features and everything like that. Like, that right there was a game changer. When I saw her come out to this world, I realized I now have to be Wolverine. Nothing will touch her. This is just not happening. And the craziest part is, it wasn't the world that hurt her. It was us as parents.
Yeah,
like it wasn't the world, bro. It was just two people that were incompatible, that we couldn't connect on the same wavelength. And the unfortunate factor with this scenario is, I brought beautiful souls into a world that I couldn't give them. And that is one of the biggest aspects or aspirations of what I'm doing with GenTech Gaming. Is the only way to give them that world now is for myself to become successful, so I can provide them all the possibilities that they want and desire.
No, that's it. And there comes a point where you just, I don't want to succeed. I have to succeed.
Exactly.
Like, and I remember I've always said this moment. There was a moment, it was at least a couple years ago. I was having issues with my eyes, and so I would do is I would put because I got allergies real bad,
right?
Especially in that beginning of the spring, and so I put like a pack on it, like a heat pack or something like that. And I was talking with my wife, and I told my wife, like, this is the moments where I'm usually, I'll be honest, this is the moments where I'm usually the most vulnerable. And I'm like, I can't see, so I can't sit there, I can't distract myself. There's nothing.
Right.
And so my brain starts, it starts to process shit. That's where I process shit the most, in the dark. And so she's like, well, what are you thinking? And I told her, I don't want my kid to grow up to be a fuck up like me.
Facts. I agree.
And that was it hit, because I ended up just, I couldn't stop myself from crying at that point, because it was just so much. And later on, like, now that I started all this shit and I keep on going, and I don't let myself sink, and now that, like, I'm going back to school, I'm trying to get back into school.
Right.
I kind of fucked up there trying to get back in. I had to do this whole appeal thing, and one of the things I put in there is, like, I got a new purpose now. My kid is my new purpose.
Facts.
Like, and that's something, like, once you, and I've realized this, like, once you, even the thought of having a child, even the fact of having one, that changed like that. I was like, bro, I can't, like, the stuff I do before, I can't do that no more. I can't fuck around no more.
Facts.
I'm like, this got to lock in. I got to make this something amazing.
Exactly.
No matter what it is, like you said, whether it's this podcasting work, all this other kind of stuff. I will say, though, I'm not gonna lie, I hate editing videos. That's probably the worst part.
I'm not a fan of editing videos. Now, I like the outcome. Don't get me wrong. I like the mile run you got to do to see the visual presentation you're going to give to your audience. But the editing the videos, bro, is time consuming for me for what I do. Like, I have a busier schedule than most creators, and it's not understating what they do. But I'll stream for 6 to 8 hours. I'll wake up in the morning. I try to wake up in the morning. I normally get up around 9:30, 10 a.m. I'll get up. I'll discuss anything or go over all my meeting calls with all the new creators to let them know that this isn't just some pyramid thing. I want you to join me so I can make, I can get rich, and you guys are over here like, I don't know what the hell I just joined, but I'm in. Like, I let them know that they get sponsors, they get benefits, they make other commissions based off of this. Like, we have a sit down discussion on what I can bring you as a creator and what exactly you're here for me. You're helping me grow a company. You're helping me brand something and make it into something bigger. I'm going to give you every commissional way possible to make some money, and it's up to you to utilize that opportunity. I am not going to hold your hand through this event. This is your job to grow. I am giving you the tools to do so. And that's honestly like Public Enemy. He's one of the viewers in our chat right now on TikTok. He me and him had this exact conversation. Like I saw him in a stream. My man was cooking in COD. We started off with simple conversation. I gift walled him. He was appreciative. Like he locked in with the energy that I want to see out of the creators that I want a part of my company. And he showed up and showed out. We had our meeting call today. We went over everything, and I feel like after our call, the energy is going to be there. The momentum, the motivation is going to be there, and he's going to do some extraordinary things. And that's the same kind of love and vision I give to all my creators, because I don't treat any of you guys differently. I treat them all as if they're the same person. I give them all the same love and the same attention, but it's all based on your work ethic, on how much attention I'm really going to give you. Like if you come in and you only stream once a month, and then you come hit me like, "Hey, bro, can you spot me $100?"
What the fuck?
Huh? Look, I did not birth you. I am not your dad. Hold on, let me turn this camera off. I'm about to go get the milk, son, because you're freaking me out. Like, it's crazy. I actually had that kind of confrontation with one of my creators. He joined in, but he only streamed 2 hours every other day. And if his stream only had 1 to 2 people in there, he'd cut it short and end his stream. That's not when you end it. You keep going. And then he hit me, goes, "So when do I start getting benefits from GenTech? When are you going to start promoting me? When do I get a salary?" And I'm like,
damn, you really expecting a lot for a little?
I was like, I'm going to be honest. I was like, who are you? Like, who are you? We're going to have a blunt man-to-man conversation. Who are you? He goes, "I'm so-and-so, and I'm a content creator." I go, "You're not creating content, though." I go, I'm a very, very blunt, like excuse our friendship or whatever friendship that we think that we have, because obviously we don't, because of the way this is going. Right. I go, but I'm going to speak to you as a CEO, as a business right now. You're not pushing numbers. You're not pushing work ethic. You're not networking. You're not even pushing the commissions or the sponsors that I have provided you to help grow any of financial aspect. What exactly do you think that I'm going to provide for you as a whole if you're not providing the team with momentum? You're not doing it. And he was like, "Well, I didn't know it was like that." I go, "Doesn't matter where you go in life. Work shows, then you get promotion. You think everyone just locks in as a general manager or CEO of a company because they like the job? No. You got to work your ass off and put blood, sweat, and tears into it. And then eventually someone's going to recognize that. Unfortunately, bigger the company, the more numbers you got to push your way through. But we're not a big company right now, so it's not very hard to become one of our prestigious creators or even one of our prestigious marketing managers or anything like that. Like, you can really make that happen if you just lock into it. And that's what I tell everyone. Work ethic goes a long way with me. I don't want to hear what you're going to do. I want to see it. Show me you want to take over the world. Best believe I will do everything in my power to make sure your path is clear so you can take it over.
No, 110%. I get that. Because there is quite a few people out there who will only stream once or twice or something like that. Or, I'll sit there and I'm like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. You stream kind of boring. Like, your game that you're playing is like not even 5% of the reason why I show up.
Exactly.
You are the reason why I show up. The reason why people show up for me is because when I go in there, I go, "Hey, what's up?" I will sit there. My eyeball, like how like the TikTok live form is on So my eyeball is also like pointing towards that bottom right where people walk in. So when I go in and I see someone up and I'm like, "Hagosha, I see you in here. I know you're not coming in here without saying hi to me."
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I oh my God. I'm like, and I sit there and I'm always doing that kind of stuff. So I look and I'm like, "Oh my God, Jen, you're here." Oh my God. Like, and it's just little stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Even if it's people that I don't know, I'll sit there and I'm like, Tenzu Shin.
I am so bad with usernames, bro.
I will cut the username on purpose. I'm like, Ten you Shin. I'm just calling you Shin. Your name is Shin now.
That is me. Someone come in onomatopoeia, and I'm like, well, God dang.
Your name's on, and I'm not switching.
I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize that I just butchered your username, but I hope you stick around and get some kind of vibes other than the factor that I can't read.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I don't like putting that's why I don't like putting inflammatory posts on purpose.
Right.
Being like, gamers are dumb as fuck. I'm not gonna put that up on there. Like, even if it's true, but like, it's not gonna put that up on there. I want to spark like decent conversations with people, and I've learned it's a lot slower, but I've learned that that's a way to build more of it. And it's like, okay, cool. Let's talk. Let's see what see where you at. We'll see the discussion. I only have 4 people up right now because I've had help from so many different people. Many different people, whether it's from people like 8-Bit Close Fists, people like the Mindful Gamer, people like I watched Stroop. I did one with Stroop Waffle, fantastic content creator. Like that was really, really fun. I do these on purpose, and it's because my goal when I first started, and I love saying this, I watched them because I felt like I was down here and they were all up here.
Right. Facts.
And then when you start building that up, and all of a sudden they start showing up in my life. I'm like, oh hey, what you guys doing? Let's see what you guys doing. What you guys talking about today? Like I'm doing a video right now about the state of play, but my favorite games from the state of play. The state of play I thought was awesome. I thought it was great. And I put some stuff up that might have been like, I was like, one of my things that I post up is like, hey, if you blowing up because you're not getting your one game from an entire state of play and it's all bad, bro, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, you tell me there was like almost 20 some games out there, but because you didn't get a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4, the whole thing was bad. Bruh, come on. We got Star Wars Galactic Racer. That's Burnout in Star Wars. Bro,
right.
Come on. I don't know what else you fucking want. Like, I heard that and I was like, oh, damn. And then they gave me a gameplay trailer. And you know what I saw? I saw racers smashing, flying in the air like this. And I was like, damn, that is amazing. That's all I wanted. That's what I wanted more than anything else. I told you the fucker moves. So, like, this, that's what I wanted more than anything else. And that's what I get. It's just like, I want, and some days I'm not going to lie, I'm tired as fuck. Now that I work a day job, like I work 6 to 2 during the day,
right,
which is great. Awesome. Now I actually can like have that energy afterwards.
Right.
And that's the best part. But I got 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
Real quick. Just shoot me your all-time favorite game. Favorite games. Give me like 3. It doesn't have to be like
okay,
cool.
Cool. Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3 on the PS2. Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3 on the PS2. Call of Duty and Pokemon.
Which one?
Pokemon Fire Red is what started the passion for Pokemon in general. It's when I first fell in love with Charizard and just started realizing, like, bro, I have the mentality of a Charizard. This is awesome.
Oh man, this guy's a Charizard fan.
Yeah. Forget your turtle. I said it.
Okay, don't even start with me. Okay,
I said it. What's up? I'm gonna boil him.
So I started with red. Okay, I started with red all the way back. Yeah, I started with one. All you just had to walk everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I'm learning.
Yeah, so like it was that was fun. But I think for me it's always Ruby Sapphire. That generation was amazing.
Now, Fire Red started the fire, but Pokemon Emerald is the all-time best Pokemon game in history. I don't care what anyone says. Emerald was new relationships with real people in the real world. It was the best storyline, the best aspect, the best type of Pokemon they've developed. The mechanics were on point. Like, literally, Pokemon Emerald was the true depth and also the first major game change to Pokemon ever. That's when they started giving the Pokemon they feel alive in battle. They had that movement and stuff. Mm-hmm. You could see the grass actually waving and more. Like, there was real detail in that game, and some people understated that, and they're like, oh, my favorite Pokemon is Omega Ruby. Nah, brother, you're missing out on its OG performance.
I would agree. I mean, they brought in so much. They brought in like between abilities. That's where abilities first showed up.
Right.
I think that's where the natures first showed up. That's where like you had the weather effects, where you could see the weather effects. And like
they made it very personal.
You got to make your own fucking secret base.
I love that part. And then in playing with your friends via link cable, and then you're over here like locked into the base, like, bro, look at this statue I got, or you fell into my pitfall trap.
That shit was it was so awesome. I love it.
It was epic experience.
What about the favorite COD though?
Favorite COD? My favorite Call of Duty is definitely going to be MW3 back on the Xbox 360 era. Really? That was the first Call of Duty game that I actually cried on. Like, the campaign was so freaking vivid that I'm going to give light context. There was a mom and a daughter. They just got ice cream with dad. They're walking down a sidewalk, right? They're enjoying downtown Times Square and everything like that. A van out of nowhere just miraculously and sporadically just stops to a halt. And then boom, there goes mom and child, and dad's over here now placing himself in the next Viet War of MW3, and he's taking on Makarov and more. Like, it's just, it was a traumatizing campaign, to say at the least, for a 13, 14-year-old kid to be playing. And that campaign, it locked me in and helped me understand that it doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what you got going on in your life, there's someone else that is going through some real shit. Yep. All right. Like, I am very benefited and luxurious in all these other aspects. I am very fortunate to be in the position I'm in right now in this world. And I over here complain about the stupidest shit when I realize that other people are just dealing with, hey, they don't have anything to eat today, or hey, their house was taken out, or their city was blown up. Like, it's crazy with what we got going on. And that campaign, that the multiplayer, that game is what locked into the real potential of Call of Duty. That's what enlightened me to want to lock into it more. But overall, Advanced Warfare, I made the most money on it. Shit, we made some real big things happen with Advanced Warfare. So that'd be like the top title, but MW3 would have to be the hook and reel.
That's fair. I would also, maybe I will go back and try those on, go through the campaign of them. I know like Black Ops 2 was the one that were like the multiplayer, because that's the one I had the most memories on. Black Ops 1 was because of that story. With Alex Mason.
Absolutely.
And also, I kind of wish they bring back the Dead Ops Arcade. Like the stuff that you could do inside the main menu.
They did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dead Ops Arcade's back. It's in BO7.
Oh.
Yeah. They actually revisioned it and made it more a part of the game. Like, it's got its own mode and everything, but Dead Ops Arcade is very much back.
No, I guess fuck no, I don't have a choice. I gotta go re-download it again.
Yeah, no, they brought it back.
That's awesome. I love that. And my last question because I really appreciate you being here, man. 100%.
Absolutely, brother.
Where can they find you? Where can they find you? Whether it's on TikTok, whether it's all over the places.
I'm everywhere. I'm TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We have 2 different platforms on TikTok. We have the business website. We have my primary account. You search GenTech _gaming on any platform. Hell, you can Google me and you will find me. I'm on all platforms. Now, I don't really base a lot on Twitch. I don't deal with Twitch a lot, and I don't really do much on YouTube. I mainly post shorts and long videos on YouTube, but I'm very distant from those 2 platforms because they don't really look out for their people. They look out for their bank accounts. And I'm not saying TikTok's very different in that aspect, but TikTok is definitely giving creators an advantage. They got a For You page that pushes you with the more consistency you are. They do pay you. I don't care what TikTok. Everyone's going to take their money before you. Whether you work a 9-to-5 job or you work here at TikTok, everyone's going to take what they're owed before you get paid. I am just fortunate enough to get paid for what I do. So as long as I can lock in that potential and grow it and grow it and grow it, I don't care how much money you're taking, as long as I'm able to eat and feed my own. That's it. I know it sounds crazy, and everyone's like, well, I want all my money. We're in a world where you're not going to get everything you work for. So you've got to be happy with what you do have out of the situation that was granted to you.
Facts. Absolutely. Well, once again, man, I appreciate you being here. 110%. This was awesome. Usually, like,
honestly, yeah,
this was great. And for everybody else who also is in the chats, wherever you are, you can always catch me on Twitch and YouTube. I know, because that's how you're watching this. Catch me over on TikTok as well, where you will see clippets of these podcasts and previous podcasts from all over. There's some that are not on there, but it is what it is. You can also catch it on Spotify. I've been posting all of my stuff up on Spotify. It takes fucking forever to post up, but I've been slowly doing it, slowly but surely. Also, I'm on Threads. I kind of have fun on Threads. It's kind of cool. It's kind of whatever. Instagram, you can find that on. And Facebook as well, where I post the clippets from these podcasts as well. Once again, thank you for GenTech Gaming for being here. This, like I said, this was fucking. I love this. I love.
This is great. This is
doing
great.
What I'm doing.
This is actually my first podcast that I've ever done.
Really?
I was always nervous with doing podcasts with other creators and stuff because not you, honestly, this has been very real, very honestly, I don't even know how to describe it. This was nitty gritty, but yet very, very natural. Like this was an absolute vibe, and I definitely appreciate the opportunity that you've even given me to be here. But there's a lot of people that create fake media. Like they can clip a lot of things that I said and reanimate it however they do and make it seem like, I'm the bad guy or you're the bad guy, or like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Like, you guys saw that? And I'm just not with the whole social media beef. But when I talked to you, I went through your account, I saw the content. I'm like, yo, this guy is he's trying to help people's journeys and stories unfold. He is helping them branch this out while doing what he loves. And honestly, dude, I'm gonna be so blunt with it. Keep this shit up. You got it. Like this is legit. I love the show. I love how you're doing this. I love the display. I love the aspect of it, and I love the factor that you have so many people actually backing this. I really see this happening a lot more, and I'd be honored to do it again.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'll be doing probably I do one kind of mid-year, like a mid-year, seeing where people are at. What I'm starting to do now is setting up people to kind of do like come back after I've had people for so long to see how their journey has changed.
Absolutely.
So you'll be on the lookout for some of those. You'll be seeing some of those people on there as well. But
Absolutely.
as always, I'm Taylor from Afro Fish OG. Have a fantastic rest of the day, and I will catch you all in the next one.